Hello and welcome to GBR. You find us today racing with the guys from the MRC in the 20th season of the GTTCC. This is the Elite League, and so technically League 2, Division 2. This is round 1, race 1. There's 2 races per round. The second race will be a full reverse grid, so I shall go down the grid order from 15 minutes of qualifying. These are all in Group 4 cars for the whole series, but you have to use a different car for race 1 and race 2 with different drivetrains as well. So as I said, after 15 minutes of qualifying, Raffo in the GT by Citroën is on pole. In second place we have Phil in the Lambo. I will go through the teams and sponsors in race 2. It's just a bit dark for the start of this one. In third place we have JRC in the GT by Citroën. In fourth place we have the Crow in the VW Scirocco. In fifth place we have Judge in the Renault Megane. And in sixth place we have the Muffin Man in a GT by Citroën. Quite a lot of them in the first race. In seventh place we have Brucey in the McLaren. In 8th place we have Bazza in another GT by Citroën. In 9th place we have Pilgrim in a GT by Citroën. And in 10th place, would you believe it, another GT by Citroën, driven by Infinity James. And in 11th place, last but not least, is Golden Brownie in the Porsche Cayman. So let's get these guys to jump to the front and get these going for 30 minutes of racing at Kyoto Driving Park. This is Yamagawa and Miyabi, so both tracks combined, and we are starting in the early morning, so it will get brighter over the duration of the race. So let's get these guys going. They've got 3 lights already, 4 lights, 5 lights, and the season is away in the GTTCCs. Good start there from a few in the mid-pack as they come down towards turn 1. Raffo there holding on to first place, going 3 wide for second place. Judge, JRC and Phil. Judge seems to be pushed out wide there as they come round to exit turn 1. Someone's gone a little bit wide there. Who is that? Looked like Golden Brownie coming through the exit of turn 1, but up through the S's they go for the first time. Raffo keeping it ahead of Phil and JRC. There seems to be, is there an incident there? Who was that? Getting it with Muffin Man, getting it all sideways, coming up the top of the S's over the crest. Might have just been a little bit of a tap there, because obviously first lap everyone is nice and tight. But as they come down the hill, cross over between Yamagawa and Miyabi for the first time. Brucey there on the inside of Judge, but now he's going to be on the outside for this left-hander. He's going to tuck in behind. Looks like Brucey will. It's quite hard to see. Someone's going off wide there at the background. But it looks like it was either Pilgrim or Infinity James going wide, coming out of that long left-hander. Oh, sorry, the tight left-hander. This is the long left-hander on Miyabi. Bazza there in 9th. James in 10th, Muffin Man in 11th. So Raffo's been dropped down to 3rd place now. I've missed Phil and JRC getting past. Might have just brought it out wide on one of the corners, and they've just nipped up the inside, and through they go. Judge there ahead of Brucey. He's dropped a couple of places from the start. I think he started in 5th, 4th or 5th, so a couple of places down. Pilgrim in 7th, Golden Brownie 8th, Bazza in 9th place. Infinity James there in 10th, Muffin Man again in 11th. So as they come round through the chicane at the end of the lap and into the hairpin right, the last corner, looks like Phil will be coming across the line in 1st place, with JRC behind Raffo in 3rd. So that's the lap they stayed in the same order, same as Judge and Brucey. Crow, these 6 seems to just be breaking away a little bit from the rest of the pack of Pilgrim, Golden Brownie, Bazza, Infinity James and Muffin Man. So we've got a little divider at the moment, but only that one, a few little incidents here and there, you can always open up a few gaps. I'm sure by the end of the race it'll all have changed anyway, but it looks like on the mini map that everyone seems to be going up the S's nicely. No spins as I can see of, and everyone is through very nicely indeed. Oh, and I flick to Brucey and he absolutely bins it. What happened with Brucey? Let's jump on board as we come round the top of the hill on the strong left. He's close to the inside of Judge, he's running it on the curb. The car grounds out and he ends up facing the wrong way on the exit of a corner. Not what Brucey wants on the beginning of lap 2. So that's dropped him right to the back of the pack now for Brucey. So we've got our first victim of the season. Probably not very proud of it, but it was Brucey. But that's probably going to open up a bit of a gap. It hasn't opened up any much more of a gap between Judge and Crow. I think Crow's just been able to pull in that gap a little bit to the back of Judge. And obviously for this series it's planned to have no pit stops. This track is a very high wear on pit stops, so there could be the odd one here or there from some guys depending on their tyre choice. Keep going through there. So you've got Phil on the softs, JRC on the softs, Raffo on the softs, Judge on mediums, Crow on a split, medium and soft, Pilgrim on the softs, Golden Brownie on the splits, Bazza on the split, Infinity James on a split, Muffin Man is soft and Brucey on a split. So it's kind of a bit a third of each really between all the drivers on their tyre wear. So it was whoever can make it last to the end of the race. So it's half an hour race, so still got 25 minutes to go. So as you can see, it's going to be about just under 2.5 minutes per lap. Fairly long lap around this track, but Phil just pulling away by about a second or so over JRC. But these 3 pulling away from Judge. Judge obviously struggling a little bit being on their mediums now. 2 laps has shown a little bit of pace difference. Still hasn't obviously dropped off massively. Still a good lap and you'll be able to catch that back up. But Crow looking menacing behind Judge there as they come up through the S's. Pilgrim's trying to latch on to the back of these guys to get pulled along, but Judge having to defend there, going into the left at the top of the hill. But Judge and Crow have had history in the ITCC, so they know how each other drive. And having to defend now again, going down the hill on the crossover. If Crow can keep it round the outside, which I don't think he can, he's just going to sit in behind Judge there. It's going to allow Pilgrim to get right up to the back of these 2. In 6th place is Pilgrim. So you can see on that mini map that front 3 have really pulled away this lap from Judge and Golden Brownie there. It's just kind of like the head of the train for the next pack. Brucey there at the back still. I'm sure he will try and catch up to the rest of these guys that are fighting near the back of the pack. And as you can see, the sun is starting to come out and light up a little bit more. It's easier to see the liveries of some of these cars. Judge still holding up Crow. The front three are still down astern as well. So I think they're just trying to save their tyres, try and break away from Judge. So he's going purple in the, just got purple for the last sector for the fastest lap. Yeah, definitely a breakaway of 3 here, and then we've got another group of 3 with Golden just behind, and Bazza, James and Muffin Man. Bazza's still got his wipers on. You can't have rain here, Bazza, but I know the strategy. Helps with the aero wash over the top of the car. As they come down, looks like Crow's having a look at Judge again. So really trying to push Judge into a mistake, but this is Judge's first season in the GTTCC, and hopefully he'll be able to do fairly well. I feel we've done well in the ITCC a couple of months ago, but having still to defend against the Crow as they come towards the long left again. Will Crow stick it around the outside? No, but he's got to try and defend, has Crow, from Pilgrim. This Pilgrim's looking menacing in the GT by Citroen. They're nearly going 3 wide into the crossover. But Crow just tucks it in behind Judge to get the overdrive, but it's only going to be the outside for the long left. And will Crow still can't get past Judge. Judge just getting the drive out of the corners at the moment. It's stopping Crow from getting past. But Crow goes for the right hand side. It's going to be the long way round on the long left of Miyabi, and he's trying to go for the cut back, or as Crofty would say, the old switcheroo. Let's see if he can get it done. He's up into 4th, but he is on the outside. Does he get it stopped? No, he doesn't. He goes deep. That's going to allow Pilgrim to get up the inside of the Crow into 5th place for Pilgrim now. So the Crow is on the fight back. He's already going around the outside of Pilgrim. So they're going nearly 3 wide again. But Crow on the inside. Is he going to get a good drive coming out of this corner? A little bit of a tap on the exit, but no love lost there between the two of them. Who's going to back out first? Or are they just going to go side by side? Pilgrim backs out, tries to get the switcheroo past Pilgrim, but I think Crow's going to be able to defend the inside as they come into the last corner. A great bit of action there, but obviously, as you can see, it's allowed Bazza and James and the Muffin Man to catch up to the back of that front 3. Brucey in 10th place, Golden running in 11th. I'm not going to worry about looking at me because I had my 4-year-old wake up halfway through the race, so I had to go away from the screen. But back at the front, we have Phil, JRC and Raffo all still lying astern. JRC there with the fastest lap of the race so far, the 2:28.023. But looking at the other 2 lap times, all within a tenth of each other, so this shows you how consistent these 3 really are. And if it's going to be like this for the rest of the season, I think we're going to have a great battle with these 3. Judge is still holding off the Crow. Bazza there looking up the inside of Pilgrim. Can he make it stick? Looks like he's going to have the inside. He's going to be on the outside now, sorry, for the tight left. And he's going to have to just slip in behind Pilgrim. Looks like Muffin Man's got past James there for 8th place in the background. But Crow looks like he's going to go around the outside again of Judge. Trying to do a different line, but I think he's struggling to get the power down. Baz has tried the old switcheroo. I don't think it's worked. No, it's just too much for the guy behind to try and do the switcheroo around that long left of my Abbey. Just keep looking up ahead on the leaderboard, and nothing's changed at the moment, so they're still all in their respective orders. This fight for 4th place is going to be hotting up now. We're going to have, who we got Judge, Crow, Pilgrim, Bazza, Muffin Man and James. So we have 6 guys all fighting for 4th place at the moment. James at the back of the pack. We're just going to hope to wait to pick up some pieces from the guys in front where all their fighting that they're going to be doing. Brucey there, what that toes have been doing, 29.5. Yeah, so he's catching about half a second a lap is Brucey. But is he just too far behind? I think he's about 7 or 8 seconds behind the guys in front of him. So he's going to have to really push it on to catch up to these guys, because we're nearly at halfway distance. 13 minutes gone, 17 to go. Looks like Pilgrim got a bit wide coming at the top of the S's, but Bazza was just a bit too far behind to make any moves coming out up to the top of the hill. And then they have the shoot back down the hill now, and Bazza's looking. Is he going to look at the inside of Pilgrim down towards the crossover? They go for the 6th time of asking. Pilgrim's gone deep by the looks of it. So is that going to allow Bazza to just slip straight past? No, it's not. Pilgrim did get it stopped just in time to stop Bazza from getting past. So Bazza's still got a rear ring full of Pilgrim in front of him. Can't decide which way to go to try and get past. Looking this way and that. James has just dropped off the back of these two. I don't know if there's a little incident through the crossover, because he was with him. Bazza again gone up the inside of Pilgrim. What's the tyre difference? Yeah, Pilgrim's front right is absolutely dying and screaming at him to take it a little bit easier, because I don't think he's going to be able to make that tyre last to the end of the race. The red rule does apply. Can't run it for more than 1 lap, so if it goes lap dead on this lap, you have to pit at the end of the next. So see how Pilgrim lasts. Will he have to pit for another set of tyres? And I have noticed there has been a change for the lead. Let's see, must have only just happened. Yes, it has. So JRC coming up towards the, I think it's 135 arc. Up the inside of field, lovely done. And away into 1st place goes JRC. So will he be able to now push and pull away from Phil? Phil goes a bit on the grass there, on the exit of the chicane. But these three, so they're all within a tenth or so of each other each lap, really just pushing each other to the limits. JFC is going to defend the inside line now, up towards turn 1. Going to allow Phil to try and get past him. So JRC in first, Phil second, Raffo there just watching behind, seeing where the guys, but Raffo's tyres are really good shape. Look at the tyre wear he's got on his tyres compared to Phil ahead, who's about halfway through with halfway of the race gone. So Raffo, even though he's just sat there behind, saving his tyres, probably burning through his fuel, so he's, to be fair, he's probably the best out of all three of them at the moment. He's got a lighter car and he's got the best tyre wear. We'll jump back to the mid-pack. Bazza's got ahead of Pilgrim. Where did that happen? Into turn 1, did it? Looks like it happened on the exit of turn 1. Bazza went up the inside and just got it stuck. Muffin Man went on the gravel, on the grass, It looks like so did James, and James got it a little bit wider than Muffin Man. Let's have a look. Yeah, just a little bit wider than Muffin Man on the exit there, and just on a nice little 360 pirouette. Bit of front end damage to help the cause. Away he goes again, up the S's. He's going to have a Brucey closing in on him pretty fast. As they come across the top of the hill, here comes Brucey. Will he go for the move up the inside of James? Yes, he does. So Brucey gets up to 9th place now. That's why you never give up. Brucey was down on 11th, and he's got his way back to 9th place. Obviously, a few errors and incidents for James and Golden Brownie behind. Pilgrim's got back ahead of Raffo now. So these two really having a good old fight for this 6th place. And the judge there just ahead, keeping ahead of the Crow still. Baz has got so much better tyres and just walks past Pilgrim on the long left of My Abbey. It looks like Pilgrim's going to have a try and little fight back in towards the second crossover. Up the inside of Bazza he goes, but it looks like Bazza's going to try and hold it round the outside. Get a good drive up the hill for Bazza. Cuts straight across the front nose of Pilgrim as they come up to the hairpin of... sorry, it's 35R, not 135. 35R. And now they're coming down the hill towards the chicane. Bazza looks like he's going to have sealed that 6th place from Pilgrim, and it's going to allow the Muffin Man to catch up to the back of them. These two, both of them two, have really worn through their front right tyres. That's the thing with a lot of left-handers. The front right really does take the hit. You look at the map, you've got 3 very long left-handers. So all the weight going on the right hand side of the car. So Bazza doing well on his mediums. A bit better than the Crow. Judge there on his mediums. Looks like he's pulled away a little bit there from the Crow in the last couple of laps. Yeah, he has. And the front 3, all JRC's got a half-second penalty. Must have just got a bit too much of the chicane. Not chicane, could be the chicane, or it could have been the S's, because the penalty line is on the start-finish straight, but I don't think JRC is going to be able to break away from the clutches of Phil and Raffo. These 3 are all locked in together. What we've been 18.5 minutes, and that's about the biggest gap you've seen all race. Absolutely nothing. But as you can see on the mini-map there, quite a bit of distance. What are they? 10 seconds roughly ahead of Judge. But now Crow has got Bazza right up behind it. Now Bazza's dispatched of Pilgrim. He's after the Crow. He looks on the left hand side, really down towards the second crossover. There you go. No, he's not far enough alongside, so Crow does just get it in there. Oh, they've got it. No, they haven't got it that much deep. That's a pretty good racing line there from them 3. Pilgrim in 7th, Muffin Man in 8th. Both these 2 tyre wears are dropping off. Brucey, even though he's been pushing, he has been catching these guys, so they're really dropping off. Brucey on the mediums, so you won't have to worry about pitting. James there, he's had another issue by the looks of it. I know on the night he had steering issues on his wheel. So JRC, he takes his penalty, and Phil gets past him. So into first place goes Phil now. So JRC's got to do that work all over again, but his front right isn't looking the greatest for Phil and JRC, sorry. pretty much exactly the same. Then you go to Raffo, he's not even used half of his tyre wear yet on that front right, so I say it's all looking good so far for Raffo. Right, he's in third, but with the new physics that we had literally the day before this race happened, tyre wear really took an effect on some of the cars. But just there, still ahead of the Crow and Buzzer. So kind of a three-way battle for first and a three-way battle for fourth place, but Buzzer gets a good drive coming out of the top of the hill down towards the first crossover. Crow's just been able to keep it up the inside there of Buzzer. Buzzer's now going to have the inside line for the tight left. And now they come up to the quick chicane of Miyabi. Crow has been able to put alongside Buzzer. That VW Scirocco we all know is quick in a straight line. Probably one of the quickest. Ooh, a little bit of rubbing as they go around the long left. But Racing Room is just about given on the exit. And now they come down to the second crossover between Buzzer and Crow. Obviously all this fighting, as you can see, is just letting Judge just pull away a little bit from these two. But Buzzer now up to 5th place by the looks of it. Will Crow have an answer as they come to complete the 9th lap with 8 minutes to go, so about another 3 or so laps to go for these guys, maybe 4 for the top runners. Pilgrim's got a pixel left of tyre and Muffin Man's got about a pixel more, so these two probably will be coming into the pit end of this lap. You can just see Pilgrim just running out of tyre there, just heading straight off into the grass, and it's allowing Brucey just to sit there behind and watch that gap get eaten up. They don't come into the pit this lap, I will be very surprised. Yes, they do, both of them do. So the strategy to run softs has not worked for Muffin Man and Pilgrim. Both come in with pretty much the same fuel as well. As you can see, James did leave the race to go and get his tyre wheel sorted. Phil still holds on to first place now, ahead of JRC and Raffo. Still fighting, but as you can see, we saw what happened to Pilgrim through the final chicane, just having no grip at all. So that's what's going to start happening to Phil and JRC fairly shortly. And that tyre gets really low, but Raffo there, if he does this for race 2, might have to start calling him Tyre Whisperer. Just over halfway of his tyres worn, 24 minutes gone. Phil's gone out wide, cuts it back just in front of JRC there on the exit of the long left. Oh, Miyabi, Judge there, he's now got Buzzer right up behind him. Buzzer's tyres only a little bit better, but it's more even across the board, where Judge, I don't think, has even really heated up the rear tyres on that Renault. They're just there to keep the back end from scraping along the ground. Buzzer getting it all sorts of sideways as he comes out of the second crossover. So it's going to give Judge a bit of breathing room as they come into 35R. And the Crow there just watching behind in 6th place. Brucey there in 7th. He's not really been able to catch up too much. He's still about 8 seconds behind the Crow. But obviously Pilgrim and Muffin Man both had pitted, so gave Brucey 2 easy places. Golden Brownie there, still doing some decent lap times. Excuse me. In 10th place, but into the final 5 minutes. Probably won't get a time for a lap guide with it being such a long lap. and there's so much to cover with the front three, and then these three, they've all split up a little bit. There's about, what is it, about 3/4 of a second between each of them at the moment. And obviously Brucey there on his own in 7th, Pilgrim and Muffin Man in 8th and 9th. So yeah, I think at the moment we're going to be looking at the front of the race. Is Raffo going to try and then use them tyres now to his advantage? He has pushed on a bit more, it looks like, in the last couple of laps on them tyres. Maybe just with the tyre wear kicking in even more. The later on in the stint, having less grip. They come through the fast chicane of My Abbey. JRC, it looks like he's just dropping off the back of the field there. So is it tyre wear now affecting JRC? Why it feels about being able to put out about half a second, maybe just over. The second crossover now, and Raffo is right behind them as they come up the hill towards 35R. It's a cracker livery on that GT by Citroen. Actually defends the inside there. It looks like he's been able to catch up to Phil a little bit, so Phil might have had a little bit of a mistake coming out from the crossover. Running out wide, that's not what you want to be doing. You want to get a bit of dirt on your tyres. That's just going to give the advantage to the guys behind to catch up. These guys are keeping it nice and clean. So will we get another lap? We will get this lap to go on to. Will they get on to lap 13? We shall see. But Raffo going to go around the outside of JRC, is he? Or is he trying to set him up on the inside to then get the old switcheroo? JRC is probably going to be quite wise to that. And he does defend it as they come up the S's, and we'll just jump back. Buzzer is close to Judge now. Crow's just dropping off the back. Pilgrim Man, Muffin Man's getting sideways into the last corner. Golden Bonnet out of the back. Raffo didn't make it through for the S's. So he's having to sit behind JRC. Obviously JRC is really struggling there, it looks like, to keep up pace with Phil as they come down the hill towards the first crossover. Here's Raffo going to try. You don't want to try a switcheroo here because you're going to be on the outside for this left. Raffo is this is tyre wear like pretty decent still. So fair play to these guys making the softs last until the end of the race. Phil and JRC are still on a slither. They're on 2 pixels of tyre wear, which is fine because if it went this lap they'd have to put it at the end of the next, and that would be the end of the race if they get to the next lap. But Raffo there looks like he's got a good drive coming out the exit of the long left of My Abbey. Can't get it done as they come down towards the second crossover. We'll try, no, he won't be able to keep it his nose in on the outside. But Raffo's really, has he got a good drive now as Raffo? Looks like he has. Looks like he'll be sending it up the inside of JRC into 35R, but JRC brakes later. Raffo is still there. JRC gets it on the grass. Or they're going to go side by side down through to the chicane. Raffo backs out of it. Doesn't want to risk it, not this late on in the race. Especially if this could be the last lap. You don't want to bin it and end up in, 7th place or so. But as they come round to where they finish, let's have a look. Looks like Phil's going to get across the line. Yes, he does. JRC and Raffo, they both get across the line before the checkered flag, so I'll jump back with them too if anything happens. But it looks like Judge will come across the line to finish in 4th place. just ahead of Bazza in 5th. The Crow comes along in 6th place. Brucey there, bit of a lonely race after the spin he had on lap 2, but comes across to finish in 7th place. So pretty decent result there for Brucey. Pilgrim just been able to hold off Muffin Man since they had a pit. I think it was lap 8 or 9. Lap 9 looks like. So Pilgrim in 8th, Muffin Man in 9th place. Golden Brownie will come across to finish in 10th place. Obviously James finished in 11th. Right, let's jump back because Raffo has made the move past JRC, as you can see there. Around the outside of turn 1 goes Raffo, and now he's got, how far has he got? About 2 seconds to catch up. Second after 2 seconds he's got to catch up to Phil. Has Raffo. If he has any chance of the victory, or is Phil just going to ease to the first victory of the season? On the long left at the top of the hill, Raffo already pulled a bit of a gap over JRC. JRC's got no tyre, picks up a half-second penalty through the S's. Well, it looks a bit, but Raffo has really caught up to the back of Phil through that long left. That's where the tyre wear has really helped Raffo now, but it's taken him a couple laps to get past JRC. Will he be able to do it in just over half a lap now for Raffo? I think JRC is kind of out of this now, especially with that half-second penalty. He's really going to drop him off the back of it. But Raffo, as I said, he's caught right up to the back of Phil. Phil's gone wide through the long left of Miyabi. Raffo up to first place, and looks like Raffo will be able to just pull away from Phil. He's got no tyre now, has Phil, so it looks like it's going to be a nice little half lap parade for Raffo. He's gone deep there on the second crossover, so not all is won at the moment. All Raffo needs to do is just keep it on the black stuff, and he should be good for the win. JRC, yeah, he's just dropped off. Now the tyre air is completely gone. Raffo, the only one of these three to still have tyre on the front right. So it does show that the new tyre model and physics are working more. When the tyre goes red, you really do drop off the pace. But round the last corner we go for the 13th time for these three. Raffo will come across to finish in first place and start off season 20 with the win. Well done, Raffo. Phil, great defence there. Will come across to finish in second, and JRC will come across in third place. Thank you all so much for watching. Obviously, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Maybe hit and subscribe so you can see the rest of the season as it unfolds. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.